Good morning, yogis, and welcome back onto the mat with me for this 15-minute yoga flow just to get your day started. If you don't have a lot of time, this is going to be the perfect practice for you. So grab hold of your mats. We need no props for this session. Just come down into seated pose and allow yourself to ground down into the mat. Bring the hands into prayer. Allow the two palms to touch one another. Gently begin to rub the palms together and then rest them into your heart center. So connecting here. Allowing yourself to feel grounded and centered on your mat as you begin to deeply inhale and exhale through the nose. Once you've arrived into your space and you've connected to the breath, gently drop the hands down and flutter the eyes open, coming back. So let's begin in easy seat or Sukhasana, so legs crossed, both of the buttocks pressing down into the ground, hands placed onto the knees. So we're going to begin our sequence, taking an inhale and twisting over to one side. So opposite hand on opposite knee, gaze over the shoulder. Take a breath here. And then as you exhale, gently twist over to the other side. So opposite hand, opposite knee, gaze over to the back of the room. A couple of breaths here. And exhale, gently come back to center. Gently place both of the hands out beside you, fingertips just touching the ground, arms extended. Inhale to draw up the arm. And as you exhale, flatten the palm and reach over to the side. Taking a side stretch. Couple of breaths here. And exhale, gently touch the fingers back to the ground. Inhale, arm up and side stretch over to the other side. Couple of breaths here. And gently draw the arms back, fingertips touching the ground, and then gently allow the right ear to drift towards the right shoulder for a couple of breaths. And then roll the left shoulder to left ear. Couple of breaths. And head back to neutral. Place the hands onto the knees. Let's take a cat-cow. So rolling back, tucking chin into chest. So seated cat-cow. Inhale, open chest, heart and throat up to ceiling. And then roll back into neutral. Repeating the same sequence again, twisting over to the right side, gazing over shoulder, a couple of breaths here. And then twist over to the other side, a couple of breaths. Come back to neutral, send the arms out towards the sides. Inhale, raise up the right arm. Exhale, reach over to the side. Keep both the sit bones pressed down into the mat. And hands back down, fingers touching the mat. Left hand sweeps up on the inhale, exhale, reach over. So once more, keeping both of the hips pinned into the ground. And fingers back down onto the mat. Drop the right ear to right shoulder, a couple of breaths. Active through the arms, pointing fingers down to the mat. And then left ear to left shoulder. And then gently raise the head up, bring the hands onto the knees, draw the back for your seated cat-cow, chin to chest. Inhale, extend and open up. And then come back to neutral. Coming into the next posture, let's bring the soles of the feet to touch in butterfly and allow some space here between the heels and buttocks. And then once you have found that length, gently begin to inhale to open up the chest and exhale to fold right forward. Allow the head to drift down towards the ground. Open and soften here. Taking a few deep breaths here. And then gently start to come out. Draw the knees back towards one another. Bring the hands behind you, press palms into the mat, and gently raise yourself up into reverse tabletop. Gaze towards the knees, really stretching through the fronts of the arms. Couple of breaths here. Gently lower down, come over into child's pose. So dropping buttocks to heels, knees extended forward, drop the forehead onto the mat, hands beside the feet, and just take a few breaths here. Last deep exhale. Gently send the palms forward, tuck the back of the toes, and stretch up into downward facing dog. So take the feet hip width apart here. Paddle the heels one at a time. Gently bend through the knees, bring the belly right onto the thighs, gaze towards the hands, and then take a step forward onto your mat. Allow yourself to dangle down here. So just bend through the knees, arms hanging down. Take a couple of breaths. Bring the hands onto the elbows and gently rock the torso here from side to side. Exhale, lower the hands down to the ground. Inhale to lengthen through the spine. Bring the hands onto the shins, gaze forward. Exhale to fold down once more. Gently sweeping the arms up, coming into mountain pose. So feet are hip width distance apart, hands extending all the way up to the ceiling. Couple of deep breaths here. And then exhale all the way down to lengthen through the spine. Take a deep breath. And then gently stepping back, coming down onto the belly, lowering down and coming into a baby cobra. Zip the feet together, inhale to draw the head up and gently raise the hands off the ground. Couple of breaths here. Lower the hands, tuck the toes, and gently pressing into child's pose. Drop the forehead, keep the arms extended for a couple of breaths. Press into the palms, tuck the toes, and raise yourself back up into downward facing dog. So a few breaths here as you paddle heels, extending right up to the base of the spine. Bend the knees, drop the belly onto the thighs, gaze forward, step both feet forward once more and allow yourself to dangle once more. Knees are bent, hold onto the elbows, rock from side to side. Exhale, lower the hands. Inhale, lengthen. Flat back, hands on shins, gaze forward. Exhale, fold. Inhale, sweep the arms up, coming into mountain pose. Pressing the soles of the feet down into the ground. Couple of breaths here. Inhale. And as you exhale, dive the hands down, lengthen through the spine once more, and then stepping both feet back, lowering yourself back down onto the ground for baby cobra once more. Zip the back feet together. Inhale to draw the head up, gently raise the palms off the ground. Couple of breaths here. And then lower down, tuck the toes and gently press yourself back into child's pose. Press the palms into the mat. Roll yourself up into cat-cow. So inhale, drop belly, gaze forward. Exhale, roll spine up to navel. Inhale, drop the belly, gaze forward. Exhale, roll the spine up, gaze to navel. Let's take a couple more. Inhale, drop belly, gaze forward. Exhale, roll up the spine. Last one. Exhale. Tuck the toes. Raise yourself up into downward facing dog. Couple of breaths here. Bend through the knees. Bring the belly to the thighs. Gaze forward. Step the feet forward and raise yourself up into chair pose. So knees are stacked over the toes, sitting into an invisible chair. Couple of breaths here. Draw the hands into prayer, so you can either take your twist, opening up the arms towards the right side, or prayer twist, twisting over in your chair pose. Whatever works for you here. Couple of breaths. Gently lower the hands down, step the right leg back, drop the knee, and sweeping up into crescent lunge, so crescent moon. So arms are drawn up, drop into front knee, couple of deep breaths. Open up the arms into cactus, big opening of the chest. Raise the arms up once more, tuck the back toe, and dropping into crescent lunge, high crescent lunge. Couple of breaths. Dropping the back foot, sweeping over into warrior two. So bending into front knee, squaring the hips to the long edge of the mat. Couple of breaths here. Sweeping the arms over and stepping back, dropping knees, coming back into cat-cow. So inhale, drop baby gaze forward. Exhale, roll up and chin to chest. Inhale, gaze forward, drop the belly. Exhale, chin to chest, roll up the spine. Two more. Inhale, drop belly, gaze forward. Exhale, chin to chest, roll up spine. Last one. Exhale. Coming, tucking toes, pressing palms into the mat, raising up into downward facing dog. Couple of breaths here. Bending through the knees, belly to thighs, gaze forward, step both feet forward, and sweep yourself up into chair pose once more. So dropping the belly down, dropping the buttocks down, arms raised up, take a breath, and as you exhale, twist over to the left side. So either just drawing the arms or bringing hands into prayer and reverse prayer twist. Couple of breaths. Twisted chair, drop the hands down, step the left foot back, drop the knee. Inhale, reach the arms up to crescent moon. Couple of breaths here. Exhale, open up the chest. Inhale, arms back up, reaching up to the ceiling. Raise up off the back knee, drop down into high crescent lunge. Couple of breaths. Step the back foot flat, roll over into warrior two. So dropping into front, knee extending, arms along the side, hips are squared to the long edge of the mat. Couple of breaths here. And then exhale, sweep the hands down, step back, drop the knees, press into child's pose for a couple of breaths. Raise up, press into palms, walk the hands forward, coming into puppy pose. So sending the hands right to the top of the mat and then gently dropping the forehead down, allowing yourself to sink here. A few deep belly breaths, opening and softening through the shoulders. Allow this to be a very restful and restorative posture. Breathe deeply into the back body. Last few big breaths. Press the palms into the mat, gently raise yourself up, come back and over into reverse tabletop once more. So press the soles of the feet into the mat, hands behind the back. Inhale to raise up into reverse tabletop. Couple of deep breaths here. So pressing up as high as you can, beautiful stretch through the shoulders. Last deep inhale. Exhale, gently lower down. Roll yourself back over for our final relaxation, which is going to be in a wide-legged child's pose today. So take the knees to the edges of the mat, toes to touch, buttocks pressing down onto the heels, and then gently walk the hands forward here and allow the whole body to drop down. I'm going to take a little bit of time here, so just really allow yourself to get comfortable. This is going to be the pose for our final relaxation today. Just allow yourself to get comfy, letting go fully and relaxing down into the ground. allowing yourself the last few moments of rest and relaxation. And gently press the palms into the mat and walk the hands back, coming back up into your easy seat. Bringing the palms together once more to touch. Gently rub the hands together, resting them into the heart center. Taking a deep inhale here. And as you exhale, bow the nose down to the tips of your fingers, acknowledging yourself for turning up to the practice. And then gently raise the head up. Namaste. Thank you for joining me for this beautiful 15-minute flow just to get your day started. Hopefully you're feeling great after that, having stretched most parts of the body. Wishing you a truly beautiful day further.